Friday night as the Southern Illinois Salukis play the Illinois State Redbirds. Southern trying to sweep Illinois State after the Salukis won in Carbondale 3-1 earlier this season. But the Redbirds saying not so fast as we look at the keys to tonight's match brought to you by Casey's. Kendra, let's take a look first at Illinois State's keys. First, Illinois State has some momentum right now. The Redbirds have won 3 in a row, all in straight sets, and at this point in the season, that momentum is critical.
Absolutely. In November, you want to be peaking. You want all systems firing, and Illinois State is going to come out guns blazing, I expect.
Illinois State offensively features a very balanced attack. We talk a lot about some of the Illinois State firepower, but really it's been balanced between 5 different players who have led the team in kills this year. Not just Jalen Keene, who leads the conference in some statistical categories, but it has been a balanced attack for the Redbirds, and that's really important tonight, right?
Absolutely. And throughout the season, we've seen several different players leading in kills. The setters are doing a terrific job moving the ball around. It makes it very difficult for opposing teams' defense to answer back.
As we look at Southern Illinois' keys, they are an outstanding side-out team. In fact, they set a school record for side-out percentage against Bradley in their win last weekend. Kendra, that's something they'll look to continue to do well tonight here at Redbird Arena.
Absolutely. Being a terrific side-out team, it's all about passing. They are able to convert their passing into straight kills and get that ball back on their side of the court pretty quickly.
And finally, defensively for Southern Illinois, Alex Rosignol has 7 block assists and a solo block last Friday against Loyola as she continues to move up their career lists defensively. She is the heart and soul of their defense, and that is a key for tonight's match as well for Southern.
Absolutely. They want to see Alex come out really being a force at the net. She's leading in blocks with 109 coming into this match, and it'll be interesting to see how she matches up with Keene and Allie Line in the middle for ISU.
And those are the Casey's keys to tonight's match. And you can stop in today for the Casey's Meal Deal. Get a large single-topping pizza, an order of breadsticks, and 10 wings for just $19.99. Casey's, famous for pizza. As we go over the starting lineups for tonight's match, and we'll start with the Southern Illinois Salukis. The outside hitter, as you see, Abby Barrow. Also, Andrea Estrada, a redshirt junior from Bogota, Colombia. Ginger Perinar, an outside hitter, 6'2 freshman from Shanahan, Illinois. Colby Meeks, starting at middle hitter. She's a 5'11 junior from Norcross, Georgia. Hannah Kaminsky and Alex Rosignol, who we talked about in the open, round out the starters for Southern Illinois. Now Illinois State, Courtney Pence, the setter. Allie Line, a middle blocker. Jalen Keene, also a middle blocker. Ella Francis, the freshman outside hitter. Jordan Weatherless will set for the Redbirds. Lexi Varga and Allie Dawson on the outside for Illinois State. You see the Ford starting lineup and the records for each team at the top of the graphic. The Redbirds come into tonight's match with a 15-9 record, 8-4 in the Missouri Valley Conference, in 5th place on a 3-match winning streak, while Southern Illinois is 18-9 overall and 9-4 in the Missouri Valley Conference. They are in 4th place coming into tonight's match, and they are coming off of a victory last weekend against Bradley, where they split. Lost at home against Loyola a week ago, and then on Saturday of last week beat Bradley. It is crunch time here in the Missouri Valley Conference. The Southern Illinois Salukis have just 4 matches to go. The Redbirds have 5. And Kendra, this time of year, we already talked about it there in the open, but you want to be playing your best volleyball. And for Illinois State, they play 4 out of their final 6 matches right here at Redbird Arena. So you want to continue that winning way, especially here on the home court. You have to defend that if you're the Redbirds.
Absolutely. And they're coming out all guns blazing tonight. It's a home court advantage. We've got a great crowd. I think we're in for a treat.
Southern Illinois won the first time that these two teams met, and so Illinois State trying to defend its home court. As we're underway at Redbird Arena, and Illinois State scores first as Jalen Keene scores the first point for Illinois State.
One thing I think ISU wants to do is obviously get Jalen involved early and often in this match.
And Courtney Penn serves. The Redbirds off to a 2-0 lead. And that shot goes wide. And the Redbirds up 3-0 early. The first time these teams met, it went 4 sets. The Redbirds on their 3-match winning streak haven't had a match go longer than 3. As Southern Illinois gets on the board, 3-1 early on here in set number 1.
It's interesting, just looking at the lineup over here on the Southern Illinois side, Andrea Estrada, their big swinger on the outside, is starting in the back row. I'm wondering if that's a bit of a tactic to mix it up a little bit tonight.
Jalen Keene with another kill, her second tonight. Through the block and down for the kill by Abby Barrow from Metamora, Illinois, nearby.
The Redbirds have come out swinging tonight. I think right now Carbondale, they just need to take a deep breath, set up their defense, be ready to attack, be ready to block at the net and stop that Redbird offense.
Hammered down but out of bounds as Andrea Estrada's shot goes long. And Illinois State off to a 3-point lead early on. That one's right on the line for the point as it just stays in for the ace. And so Ella Francis, the freshman, with the ace, and now she'll serve again. Somehow, the Redbirds were able to keep that alive, but then a fourth hit. And so Southern Illinois side out.
I can feel a little bit of urgency, I think, from the Redbirds. They look very determined and focused, and I think they're wanting to avenge the October 8th loss to Carbondale.
Here's the set and the shot. Before that, we have a violation, and the Redbirds with the side out. And Jalen Keene to serve for Illinois State. Already has a couple of kills here. That shot hammered down in the middle by Colby Meeks, the junior from Norcross, Georgia.
Hallie Line is back in the middle for Illinois State, looking for a kill here on this serve receive.
Lena Martin serves for Southern. Shot down the near sideline goes out of bounds on the attempt by Allie Dawson. And that one also goes out. So the teams exchange points. And now it's Jordan Weatherless's turn, the sophomore from Tucson, Arizona. Blocked in the front, but manages to go off the block for the Southern Illinois point.
Andrea Estrada rotates to the back for Carbondale. Illinois State definitely needs to take advantage of having her in the back row right now.
And Estrada serves. Weatherless sends it over. And the shot down for the kill by Allie Dawson.
That was a nice use by Dawson off the outside blocker. She just tagged that left hand and was able to get the kill.
Dawson will serve for the Redbirds, who lead 9-6 in the first set. Another shot that goes long, an attempt by Abby Barrow. And some miscommunication, and the Redbirds get the point.
Carbondale regrouping. Oh, and there's a timeout. They got to do a little more regrouping.
Timeout called by head coach Justin Ingram in his 5th season at Southern Illinois. And so our first timeout will bring us to a break with Illinois State leading 11-6 in the opening set. We're back to Redbird Arena after this on the Valley on ESPN3. Weatherless dumps. This cross quarter goes long on the attempt by Ginger Perinar. And Illinois State takes a 12-8 lead here in the first set. Or 13-8. Another nice dig by Pence. Here's the shot. Down for the kill by Allie Dawson.
And we've seen Allie Dawson certainly all season attacking from all around the court. Anytime she's in the back row, I think the Illinois State setters do a great job of recognizing her strengths, and she's got a great swing, even if she's 15 feet off the net.
Third kill for Dawson. And the Salukis with another powerful kill. And credit that one to Ginger Perinar. She's just a freshman from Shanahan, Illinois. Abby Barrow goes back to serve. Dumped across. Salukis keep it alive. Hammered down as we have a rally going here. And the kill for Illinois State. Ella Francis ends the long rally.
It was a great cross-court shot for her. She just dropped it right in front of the defenders. Took a little bit of heat off of it and was able to find the court.
The Redbirds go back to work. Dawson tried another. Nice shot by the Salukis. And as it went off of Varga. And so the Salukis within 5 here in the opening set.
Southern's doing a great job tonight just mixing up their offense. We've seen a lot of swings from across, all front row positions. Heavy on the right side at the moment, finding some success out there.
That one's down for the kill. Allie Dawson with her 4th kill of the evening. That leads everybody statistically so far as the Redbirds lead 16-10. And it's tapped back over by Allie Line. Set up by a nice serve by Jalen Keene. Service ace for Keene.
Jalen is leading the Redbirds in aces this season. She's got a terrific, very heavy topspin serve. She gets a little bit of jump on it, puts some power behind it. It's a hard serve to dig.
And she leads the league, averaging .45 aces per set. And another one for Keene, and another timeout called by Southern Illinois. What makes someone like Jalen Keene so effective at serving?
That's a great question.
Well,
serving has just changed so much because it's not just get the ball in play anymore. I mean, it is an offensive attack that she's taking back there. So, and rightly so. She's terrific at the front of the net. I can't imagine that she wouldn't be terrific behind that back line. So, consistency is difficult, though. I mean, I have to hand it to her. Serving is a tough skill to master, and she's very powerful and consistent. And those two things make it difficult to respond. We talked about before this match, actually, that Carbondale excels at the side-out game. They excel at winning that serve back and passing and being able to convert that pass into a kill. So I don't expect Carbondale to not be able to respond to Jalen or any of the other Redbird serves tonight. I think that we'll see some competitive playing out there.
Jalen Keene with 2 service aces so far, and so she now has upped her total as she came into tonight's match with 39 aces. So add 2 to that, 41 for Jalen, who will head back to serve after Southern called its second timeout of the opening set. 19-10 Redbirds. As we mentioned, the Salukis took the first match earlier this season in Carbondale. And the Redbirds trying to extend their 3-match winning streak. Keene digs, and the Redbirds return. Southern goes to work, and it's a kill for Ginger Perinar.
There's a great shot on the right side. You can see in the replay here, well, actually you can't see it, but the defender came up to dig that very short ball, and the setter made a great choice to go behind because there was a lot of congestion in front of her, and it certainly paid off.
Salukis cut it to 8. And that goes into the net. Salukis trying to build a little rally here after the timeout. Elena Martin serves. Hammered down by Allie Line. The sophomore middle blocker from Bargersville, Indiana, makes it 20-12 Illinois State here in the opening set.
It was a great slide set. Whenever the middle can move around and just go get behind the setter, take that great slide approach. She's drawing the block. The defenders on the Carbondale side, they really have to make major adjustments to defend that. So ISU is doing a great job of moving the ball around as well.
Meanwhile, Andrea Estrada was able to place that kill perfectly in front of Courtney Pence for the Saluki point to make it 20-13. That shot goes long. Illinois State closing in, 21-13.
I think Carbondale is taking a little bit of time, I think, just adjusting. They're hitting some balls out. Their defense seems to be working. They're getting some good digs in the back row, but their offense, they're just not finding the court.
What a block in the front row by Illinois State as Allie Line was right there in the front to reject the shot by Southern. And Allie Dawson now will serve for Illinois State. Through the blocks, Southern keeps it alive. Another block by the Redbirds. Allie Line and Lexi Varga teaming up. As we look at it again.
It was terrific. You can really see, just in that replay, Allie Line works so hard to get in position and put up a solid block every time.
And just like that, a Southern Illinois rally is squashed by some good Redbird defense. And Allie Dawson makes it 24-13 as it's set point for Illinois State. And Dawson, who just got the point, will serve for the Redbirds. Trying to make quick work of the Salukis in set one as that serve falls short. Trying to be maybe a little too aggressive or trying to get it just over the top of the net.
Trying to be crafty. Get that spot. Coach calls that spot. You want to hit that spot.
Yeah. Can't blame her for trying as the Salukis now will serve. Still set point for the Redbirds. And that will end set number one. Ella Francis, the freshman, hammers it down, and the Redbirds win set one, 25-14. Kendra, a decisive opening set here.
Yes, it was. I think, we talked about it before the match. I feel like the composure of ISU, they are very focused. They are intent upon winning this match. And that first game, I think, was pretty convincing. So Carbondale, I'm sure they're reassessing, and I think we're going to see some changes made offensively for them. So it'll be interesting to see how they respond in this second set.
25-14, Redbirds win set one, and we're back after this on the Valley. Statistically, it was Allie Dawson leading the way for the Redbirds as the senior had 5 kills. Meanwhile, Jalen Keene and Ella Francis each with 2 for the Redbirds. On the other side of the net, Ginger Perinar led the way offensively for the Salukis with 3 kills, 2 apiece for Estrada and Barrow. So Illinois State takes the first set 25-14 as we're just about ready to get the second set underway. Kendra, for Southern Illinois, what kind of adjustments did they need to make as we head here into set number 2?
I think really just getting their hitters more involved. I feel like they are getting their hands on the ball in the back row. They're putting up some good balls from a digging standpoint. And we talked about their terrific passing, which we really haven't seen. And that is, improving your passing is going to ultimately affect your offense, surely. So I think that passing just needs to step it up a little bit. I have to wonder if Melissa Myers didn't impress upon Illinois State's players tonight the importance of serving and be aggressive and come out swinging because, just in this first game, 3 aces as a team overall is pretty solid, especially in early on in this match. They want to come out hard and really pressing those passers on the Carbondale side. So I think passing for Carbondale is going to be key here. And then that ultimately will give them some more swings and open up some things. We haven't seen much out of Estrada yet. I expect that to change. She's doesn't seem to have the opportunity in the front row very long. She rotates to the back pretty quickly. So when she's up there, they need to just pick up their defense a little bit to keep her up there and keep her swinging.
It's Hannah Kaminsky to serve as Southern Illinois serves first in set 2. But it's the Redbirds who score first. And I believe that was Lexi Varga with the kill. So the Redbirds open up a 1-0 lead. Blocked in the front, a solo block by Jalen Keene.
Great block by Jalen. You can see she just got terrific hops. I mean, she's a great jumper. She's got long arms. Really just pressed and very solid positioning on that block.
Rosignol's shot was clearly blocked by Keene as the Salukis go back to work with the Redbirds leading by 2. Keene met at the net, and now a net violation. I think Varga ended up in the net, and so side out Southern Illinois.
Carbondale's going to want to come out pretty solid here and pick up a couple blocks on their side of the net as well.
Keene finds a spot right in the middle of the floor and placed it perfectly for the Redbird point.
We've seen that shot a couple times already out of Illinois State. Allie Dawson from the back row dropped one in the middle of the court. Every once in a while it's nice to mix it up and bring in some off-speed shots. Just throw that defense, keep them on their toes. Certainly Carbondale is going to need to make that adjustment.
Jordan Weatherless back into the match as Jacqueline Twing just checked out. And speaking of finding the middle of the floor, Ginger Perinar is able to put it right on the beak of Reggie Redbird here at Doug Collins Court.
Perinar has had a couple very solid swings from the right side. She's got a nice jump. This setter is doing a nice job as well as mixing it up.
And it's a service ace for the Salukis. You can credit that to Alex Rosignol, the junior from Mount Carmel, Illinois. Passed over, tipped down, and somehow saved by the Salukis, who recover and hammer it down.
Estrada had a one-on-one block out there, and she did not hold back. She wanted that kill.
Andrea Estrada makes it 4-3 Salukis. Through the Redbird block, but Illinois State able to dig it out. That shot through the Saluki block. And this one goes long, point Illinois State.
Carbondale was hoping for the touch call on that one. The officials were not going to budge.
Tied at 4 in the second after the Redbirds took the opening set. Through the Redbird block. And how did the Redbirds recover from that one? Now the shot just in the line. Nice job by the Salukis. As we take another look at this one. And it's Andrea Estrada, who's really picked it up offensively here in this set, now has 4 kills.
Yeah, she's mixing it up. I mean, we've seen some off-speed shots. Her most recent kill, well, the one prior to the most recent kill, she nailed it down the line. That one was a sharp cross court. She's definitely going for the kill.
Going for the ace, and this one is out of bounds. Jalen Keene will serve. She's already recorded 2 service aces tonight. Make it 3.
Great shot. That was a great line serve right there. Very hard because your defenders, when you're passing, you're moving towards the court. That's the goal. Start outside, move in. Start outside, move in. But when she nails it down the line, it's hard to move out.
And mentally, you have to, knowing that she's recorded 3 service aces, you have to start to maybe overthink it a little bit, I would guess.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, they're very aware of who the solid servers are on both sides of the net. I'm certain of it. So it is a bit of a mental game that the liberos and everyone else included have to overcome.
Speaking of aces, Estrada records one for the Salukis. That's the Salukis' second ace of the night. As we've got a good one going here in set number 2, 7-6 SIU. Blocked by the Redbirds. Allie Line, along with Jordan Weatherless.
Allie's really picked up her defense. Allie Line in the middle for Illinois State. As we mentioned before, she's got great hop. She's got excellent court awareness. Her blocking has really helped this Redbird team stay in a lot of matches.
Mariana Pilon, a senior from Sao Paulo, Brazil, serves. Hammered through the block and down for the kill by Lexi Varga. Varga with her 3rd kill of the night as it's tied 8-8 here in the second set. And that goes out of bounds. Last touch by Southern.
That was a great heads-up play by Lexi Vargas. She came off the net, came down from the block, and then saw that dump, dove to the ground, and then was able to transition out of it, and ISU was able to get the point.
Powerful kill. Nellie Fredrickson records her first kill of the evening. And Kaminsky back to serve for the Salukis as we're tied again at 9 in the second. And another ace for the Salukis. Some excellent serving here tonight at Redbird Arena.
Very aggressive. And it's interesting as well because even though it's a jump serve, not a lot, but several of them have been a jump float, which is, in my opinion, and I think a lot of volleyball players would agree, it's much harder to pass a float serve than it ever will be to pass a topspin.
Ella Francis with the kill on the other end. Here it is, her third of the night. And we're tied again at 10. The Salukis respond. Perinar hammers it home.
Perinar, for Carbonell, she's attacking very well from both sides of the net. We just saw a kill from the outside. She's got a very quick right side swing that's been difficult for Illinois State to block.
Southern meets Jalen Keene at the net. Now on the other side, the Redbirds try again. But the Salukis are the ones who get the point this time, as it's Andrea Estrada with the kill.
Quick. Estrada's got a very quick arm swing as well, and Illinois State, their middles just have a hard time just in that last play closing, and she found the hole and went for it.
Estrada's fifth kill. Jalen Keene, and somehow it's dug out by Pilone. And as Keene went for the kill, it fell, and the Salukis take a 3-point advantage here in the second set. That's in for the kill. Lexi Varga. It's something we haven't mentioned yet tonight, but for the Salukis, they're a little short-handed as Meg Vigors is out with an injury that appears to be to her right hand. And she's someone who's a critical role player, a setter and a hitter, as this serve goes long. But Southern's one man down.
Absolutely, and one of their leaders from an offensive position, both attacking and from the assist. You could see the look on her face before the match. She's not happy about it,
No.
And it'll be interesting to see if she'll make it back on the floor here by the end of the season.
You feel bad for someone like her who's meant so much to the Salukis and is a senior, so her days are numbered. So we hope that she can be back soon, though the Redbirds aren't too disappointed that she's not out there tonight. Nice block. And hammered down cross quarter by Ginger Perinar. And so the Salukis open up a 4-11. Southern Illinois leading in set 2, but the Redbirds leading in the match 1-0. As we're back after this on the Valley on ESPN 3. And Illinois State and Southern Illinois at Redbird 1, as it's 15-11 now in favor of the Salukis in set number 2. Back underway. Nice dig by Varga. They set it up for the shot by Perinar, who gets the kill.
Illinois State right now, I feel like their defense, they need to make a little bit of an adjustment with that strong right side presence for Carbonell. She's had several kills on the right side. Going cross court, down the line, that middle. Jalen is having to work very hard to close that block right now.
Cross quarter. Redbirds will try again. That goes long. Side out Illinois State.
Estrada swung a nice high heavy ball on that. I think she was hoping to tag a block, but Illinois State was able to pull back a little bit and earn the point.
Estrada with 5 kills. Perinar leading the way with 7. Another shot that goes long. A couple of Southern miscues, and the Redbirds are right back in it. Just down 3 here in the second set. Another Saluki kill. Credit that one to Ginger Perinar. Southern has already eclipsed its point total from the first set as Illinois State won set number 1 25-14, but here in the second it's 17-13 Salukis. As I mentioned earlier, the first time these two teams met, it went to 4 sets with Southern prevailing in Carbondale. Through the Southern block and down, point Illinois State. Allie Dawson gets credited with that kill.
It's a great swing by Allie Dawson. She really put some heat on that ball and was able to push it through the block.
Jalen Keene serve into the net. Four-point set.
Estrada's got a tough float serve.
She already has 1 ace tonight. Into the net, and it's a point for the Redbirds.
I feel like both sides right now are experiencing a little bit more offensive errors. I think they're both trying to be a little crafty. They're thinking about line shots, dumps, rolls. They're trying to mix it up. They're not just trying to put the ball away every time.
That kill is down for the point. Nellie Fredrickson. And across quarter, finding a spot just inside the line.
Again, that right side offense for Carbondale, it's working.
That goes long. Side out Illinois State as the Redbirds are hanging in there. 3-point set. And Allie Dawson, the senior from Hartford, Wisconsin, serves. Tipped across the Redbird block for the Southern Illinois point. And the Salukis have eclipsed the 20-point mark.
Illinois State just needs to take a deep breath, pass this ball, set up their offense, feed their outside hitters and their middles, get them involved.
Nice dig by the Salukis. Pilone hammered over the top of the block, but Pilone with another dig. Rally continues. Pilone digs again. And a free pass. Here's the shot. Salukis go to work, tipped across. Who will end this? Nice dig by Pence. The set. Fired across by line. Hammered across and Pence digs again. And ultimately it's Southern with the block to end an outstanding rally. Nice defense by the Salukis as we look at it again on the replay.
Absolutely. We've seen some great rallies already just in this second set of the match. Both teams are working hard. They're moving the ball around a lot. A lot of out-of-system plays are happening, and so that's where we're starting to see, a few hitting errors and things, but we're also seeing some great defensive plays, just getting a hand under the ball, lots of pancakes. I think I've seen 3 or 4 of those already tonight. It's not just for breakfast.
For dinner, too, here.
Right.
21-16, Southern Illinois with the lead here in the second set. If you're just joining us, the Redbirds won set number 1 by a final score of 25-14. Almost looks like a whole different Southern Illinois team here, as we'll talk more about the Salukis at halftime, or at intermission, rather, which is sponsored by Country. We'll have a postseason preview of the women's soccer postseason tournament, which is happening as we speak over at Adelaide Street Field. We'll also have a look at statistics and highlights. The Illinois State women's soccer team winning the Missouri Valley Conference regular season and now playing, hopefully, for a conference championship. The conference championship would be on Sunday. Busy weekend here at Illinois State's campus and everywhere else across the Missouri Valley Conference. Is basketball starting up, volleyball, as we've talked about, hitting the home stretch here, and soccer in the conference tournament being hosted by Illinois State.
November is a busy, busy month.
It sure is. It's a fun month.
It is. It's my favorite time of year.
After the Melissa Myers timeout, the Redbirds trying to get a point, and they do, as Ella Francis with that shot off the Saluki block to make it 21-17.
Ella is coming out kind of guns a-blazing tonight. We've seen some very aggressive moves. She's not holding back. She's not playing like a freshman, in my opinion.
From what I've seen, Ella, she rarely plays like a freshman. Credit a block to Weatherless. Or I beg your pardon, Lexi Varga on the far side. And it's 21-18, timeout, Southern Illinois, as Justin Ingram wants to take time.
It's a big point for Illinois State. Just anytime your opponent gets above the 20 mark, every point counts. And that was a huge block for Varga there to help out her team.
Justin Ingram calling the timeout. He recorded his 98th win of his Southern Illinois career on Saturday as the Salukis beat Bradley in straight sets. And so with 2 more wins, he'll become the 3rd Saluki head coach in school history to eclipse the century mark while at Southern. And provided those 2 wins come in the next 20 matches, he'll be the fastest to reach that 100-win plateau in program history. So a lot of success has been seen under the watch of Justin Ingram as he tries to lead his Salukis to victory here tonight. You see the Redbirds and Melissa Myers, and there's Justin Ingram talking to his team as we speak. He has to be a lot happier with the Salukis here in the second set as opposed to the first.
Absolutely, but as we've discussed all season, this second set is so important. It's so important to go into the locker room with a win. And so right now there is this urgency on the Carbondale side. They want to seal this game.
It's been tight throughout. Courtney Pence will serve for the Redbirds. Illinois State trailing by 3. That's long. And this is where every mistake becomes especially costly, as the Redbirds are now within 2. It's as close as they've been in a while. Nice dig by the freshman Francis. Tipped over by Keene. The Salukis respond with a shot by Perinar, and the Redbirds answer. Southern goes to work, and it's a Redbird point. And all of a sudden, it's a 1-point second set. And Illinois State has the momentum.
And as we talked about, Carbondale is a terrific side-out team. So their passing right now is key.
That just inside the line. Perfect placement on the kill.
It's a great cross-court shot. I think Illinois State's defense, they got sucked in just a little bit tight in the court, and she found that back line.
A kill by Barrow. And it's a Saluki point to make it 23-20. Timeout, Melissa Myers. And what a match we have, what a second set we have, as you see the kill to make it 23-20. But it's almost like we're watching a completely different match here in the second as opposed to the first. Southern Illinois has found its groove.
Absolutely. They've woken up, if you will, this second set, and we've seen some great defensive plays from them. They're not quite out of the woods yet. I mean, the Redbirds are, as we mentioned, they're very focused. They want the set. Every point counts, and with these rally games and it's aggressive serving, it's anybody's match, truly, at this point.
You see the camera angle, feels like you're actually in the huddle, hearing head coach Justin Ingram, who's talking to his team, who needs 2 more points to tie this match. Leading the way offensively, Ginger Perinar with 8 kills to lead the way. She also has 2 blocks. So Perinar getting it done offensively and defensively. Meanwhile, for the Redbirds, Allie Dawson has 6 kills for Illinois State, along with 8 digs for the Redbirds. And Jalen Keene only with 3 kills, but she has 3 service aces as well.
Illinois State, I think, given that most recent statistic, Jalen has not been seeing the sets in the middle tonight. I think Illinois State, they've gotten their hands on some balls, but it has not been a nice high ball to the middle where Jalen can run those quicks that she likes so much and slide. So a little bit more of a handle on the ball. I think Illinois State will benefit from that, obviously.
The Redbirds benefit right here from the serve that goes long. And so a Southern miscue as Vargas serves for the Redbirds. And a block by Illinois State.
Great block.
Ella Francis. We've seen her offensive prowess again.
That was a terrific single block for Ella on the left side, just taking over, that cross-court shot that Perinar was going for. She stepped in, she made the adjustment, put up a solid block, and was able to score a point.
Her first solo block of the evening. Francis, by the way, with 4 kills. And so anytime you have a freshman as your ranking second so far in kills, that's a good thing, and a nice block there. The future certainly looks bright for Illinois State. Actually, a couple of really talented freshmen on the court tonight. I don't know if I've said it enough, but Ginger Perinar is just a freshman, so certainly has the ability to have a really good career. And so if you're a Southern Illinois fan, you love the fact that she'll be around for 3 more years.
Absolutely, and we've seen Perinar attacking from across the net. She's put up some great line shots on the outside. She's a very versatile hitter, so I imagine we'll be hearing a lot about her in the next couple of years for sure.
Missouri Valley Conference volleyball always so competitive, and the future definitely looks bright for these 2 teams, although the future that they're worried about right now is the next 3 weeks before this conference tournament. At this point, still anything can happen.
Absolutely. When you're in the middle of the pack, it is every game counts, every point counts, and every win is a big win for you that last month of the season, for sure.
It's a 1-point set. Nice dig by Pence. And the attack blocked, and another dig by Pence. Instinctual. This shot, and it's the Salukis this time as Edlin digs. And the Redbirds go to work. A rally. Off the Redbird block, and Pence somehow gets it over. A dig leads to offense, and the Redbirds have tied the second set at 23.
Somebody's on Courtney Pence's side because that ball just barely dribbled over the net.
Look at that one. Oh, my goodness. Courtney Pence can...
There's no time to think. You just react.
Southern responds to make it 24-23, and it's set point.
Estrada with authority on the outside.
Alex Rosignol to serve for Southern Illinois. One service ace so far. She won't get it here. And the Redbirds respond with a powerful kill.
It's a big point for Illinois State, tying it up.
Ella Francis with the kill as we look at it again. So we'll go to extras here in the second. And that one just out of the reach of Francis for the Saluki kill.
She's got a cannon. Estrada on the outside. She waits just long enough to catch that block on their way down, finds the hole, and really just puts some power behind it.
So set point for Southern, leading 25-24. Elena Martin, another freshman, 6 foot from Chesterfield, Missouri.
Illinois State has Jalen in the front row right now. I think my focus would be on getting her involved in this offense.
Redbirds have to score to keep it alive, and that's out of bounds. Illinois State gives up the second set as the Salukis tie it 1-1 heading into the intermission. What an entertaining
Any sport, teams are usually playing their best at this point in
State, and service aces 4 for the Redbirds.
It's neck and neck right now. It's very tight in the conference standings.
Should be a fun Missouri Valley Conference tournament hosted up at Northern Iowa over Thanksgiving. The Salukis with the block. Teaming up on that one, Alex Rosignol, along with Nellie Fredrickson on the right side.
There was a great close by the Saluki middle. She worked hard to get out there. She put up a solid block, and just at the last moment was able to close it up and find that block.
Salukis up by 3 early, trying to carry some momentum from set number 2. This will be a kill for Allie Line.
Both sides tonight have really seen a lot of success running their hitters behind. You know, both setters for SIU and for ISU have been doing a great job of recognizing, when to throw it outside, but when to mix it up a little bit and feed that right side hitter.
The Salukis with another nice block, this time on the left side, and this time it's Rosignol. And it looked like Andrea Estrada teaming up. Through the Saluki block. And it's a kill for Andrea Estrada.
Certainly Illinois State's, they're going to recognize where Estrada is at all points during this match. So now she's in the front row. As we mentioned before, getting your middles to close to that outside to really put up, she deserves 2 solid blockers at all times. So Illinois State certainly recognizes that.
The Redbirds respond as Allie Dawson hammers across quarter down and pulls the Birds within 1.
Ella Francis back in the front row for Illinois State.
Off the antenna, point Redbirds. Another Redbird point as Allie Line at the...
It was an Allie Line for Illinois State. She, was just very aware of the tight pass. She made a smart decision to go ahead and block rather than tip, hit, poke it back over again. It was just she put up a solid block and it paid off for her.
Elena Martin heads back to serve for the Salukis. Tied at 6 in set number 3. Looked almost like that was going to be an ace, but the Redbirds recover. Tipped over and dug out by Southern. Met at the net, Varga. She tries again. And a violation allows Illinois State to pick up the point on the side out.
Net call on the Saluki side.
And the Redbird libero, Courtney Pence, serves. Through the block. Blocked on the attempt by Estrada. Lexi Varga and Jalen Keene teaming up in the middle to block Estrada.
It's a solid block for Illinois State. You've got Lexi Varga standing 6'1", and Jalen 6'2" middle.
That goes long, point Southern. The Salukis attempt the block, but it goes off of the block for the point.
It's a great shot for Ella. She had a nice high jump, but she waited just a little bit. She caught the blockers on their way down and was able to just drop that ball in.
Off the Salukis' fingertips. And that's out of bounds, point Southern, as this third set is very similar to the second, and a hotly contested one so far.
A lot of side outs. Neither team really has strung together more than a point or two at a time.
Pilone serves. And Keene goes to work. And that shot just down out of the reach of a diving Allie Dawson. Tied 9-9. Abby Barrow. Ella Francis responds. In a back and forth third set. And Weatherless makes it two straight for the Redbirds.
That was a great grab for Jordan Weatherless. She had already blocked, was on her way back down, but then had the awareness to just reach up and tap that ball back over. Very smart play.
Varga digs. Sent over by Dawson. And hammered home by Rosignol.
Saluki, on the Saluki side there, that's exactly what you want. You want your middles up with a single block. That's probably best case scenario. And 21, she's got a quick arm swing. Rosignol was just able to find that short spot in the court.
They let it fall, and it's a Saluki point off the Redbird block. The Redbirds can't return this one, and it makes it 12-11.
A little bit of trouble on the Illinois State side with passing right now. Just got to stay behind the ball and dish up something that Weatherless can do something with.
Keene over the block and down for the kill. Redbirds trying to find every different way to score as the set is tied at 12, and Keene, who already has 3 service aces tonight, heads back to serve.
That's who you want behind the line when you need a run.
Looks like the Salukis will return this one, and they do for the kill Credit that one to Nellie Fredrickson. Abby Barrow back to serve. Weatherless tries to dump. Free ball. And that's just outside the line for the Southern Illinois point on the alley line attempt.
Carbondale has the opportunity to take a solid lead right now.
They lead by 2, seem to have the momentum. Varga's shot goes through the block, but returned by the Salukis. Now Varga digs. Weatherless with the setup for the shot by Dawson, and a point for Illinois State. And ultimately a net violation by Southern.
I think usually, and I speak from experience as well, but in an intense match, especially from a blocking standpoint, when you're being aggressive, you're really pressing, you're just trying to get your hands on every ball, and I think that has resulted in a lot of net calls tonight. We've seen that call several times.
Powerful shot from the middle. And credit that one to Alex Rosignol. As Southern Illinois takes a 2-point lead, 15-13 here in the third set. And we're back to Redbird Arena after this on the Valley on ESPN3. A media timeout there, but Kinder, that kind of came at a good time for Illinois State. They didn't have a charge timeout, but that was probably a good time to talk things over for Melissa Myers and company.
Absolutely. Just to have a break, regroup a little bit, grab some water. Certainly this is it feels like a very quick set. There's a lot of back and forth, a lot of side outs. Both teams, a lot of long rallies, so I'm sure they appreciate that break.
And a violation. Southern Illinois gets the point and the ball, 16-13. Salukis. For Varga. Hammered down by Keene, but blocked by Southern Illinois.
It was great awareness for the Salukis. Both blockers kind of followed alley line in, set up a solid double block. It's tough as a middle. The set was a little bit slower than I think what Allie was ready for, and she just tried to hammer it through and wasn't successful.
And so a timeout is called by head coach Melissa Myers. The Redbirds won the opening set 25-14. The second set was close throughout, and Southern ultimately won in extras 26-24. And the Salukis now with a 17-13 lead here in the third set. I believe that's their largest lead of this third set. Statistically, it continues to be Perinar and Estrada leading the way for Southern, as they both have 8 kills apiece for the Salukis. Meanwhile, for Illinois State, Allie Dawson with 8 kills for the Redbirds. Dawson and Lexi Varga both with 10 digs as well, and Courtney Pence, the Redbird libero, with 14 digs. Meanwhile, for Southern Illinois, as we read off the dig category, Kaminsky with 14 digs for them. And so after the timeout, Southern Illinois with the 17-13 advantage, and they will be serving.
And I think for Illinois State right now, I would think that a goal, and probably something Melissa Myers is hoping to see, is to get her middles involved more, because we're shooting it outside quite a bit. It's giving plenty of time for the Salukis to set up that solid block.
It's a service ace for Southern Illinois. And credit that to Rosignol.
It's a big point out of the timeout.
It's her second ace of the night, and it makes it an 18-13 advantage. Make it back-to-back aces for the Salukis. And Rosignol makes it 19-13 Southern. A couple of huge serves for the junior from Mount Carmel. Can she make it 3 in a row? Looks like the Redbirds will return this one. Varga into the net, point Southern.
A little bit out of system play there. This set wasn't quite up to the net for Varga to get a solid swing on it.
And another timeout taken by Illinois State as Southern all of a sudden has pulled away a bit. This match had been within 13-12. Southern Illinois had the lead at that point, but now it's 20-13 in favor of the Salukis as they've gone on a bit of a run here, and you have to give some credit to Alex Rosignol, who had a couple of service aces during that stretch. An ace is a great way to get your team some quick points without exerting a whole lot of effort.
Absolutely. Well, and on both sides tonight, that aggressive serving just so greatly affects the other team's offense. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, Illinois State has not really been able to successfully run their middles tonight, and I think it's due in part to maybe not as good of passing as what we've seen from them this season. So, they're down, but they're not out. Certainly it's urgent, but there's still some time for Illinois State to turn some things around here.
I mentioned it earlier tonight, but the first time these two teams met, it went to 4 sets. In that scenario, Southern Illinois won the first 2 sets, and then Illinois State took the third before Southern ultimately won in 4. Tonight, it was Illinois State to take the first, Southern took the second, and now they're leading here in the third, 20-13. Through the Southern block and down Allie Line with the kill.
And great pass by Allie Dawson there. Illinois State really needed that to be kind of on target so that they could, again, get their middle involved, and Allie Line was able to put it away.
Here's Allie Dawson to serve. Hammered off of Pence for the kill. Southern now leading 21-14. We'll look at that one again. Not much Pence could do about that. Helena Martin will put the ball in play for Southern Illinois. Vargas shot rejected by the Saluki defense on the left side of the net.
Number 1, Meeks for Southern has really come up with some big plays here just in this third set.
Makes it 22-14. Cross quarter, that's down for the Southern kill. Andrea Estrada adds 1 to her total. Estrada now leading all players with 9 kills tonight, makes it 23-14. Southern at the net, and again it's Colby Meeks in on that defensive stop, as I believe she teamed up with Andrea Estrada. Estrada getting it done offensively and defensively for the Salukis as they have set point. But they won't get it there on a serve that goes long. Illinois State still alive, 24-15 here in the third.
We'll see if Carbondale can play that side-out game that they're so good at here.
Through the Redbird block and down for the kill as Southern Illinois takes the third set by a score of 25-15. And so Southern, with all the momentum now, as they have won 2 straight sets, and they have a 2-1 lead in the match as we head to the 4th set after we take this break on the Valley on ESPN3 from Redbird Arena. And let's take a look at today's Bratcher Heating and Air defensive play. It's Courtney Pence digging and then scoring somehow.
I would call that a kill, actually. I think Courtney just got a kill off of that one. So it was great.
Not quite your textbook kill, that's for sure. Just snuck it over, and that is our defensive play of the game, brought to you by Bratcher Heating and Air. Bratcher making home comfortable again Learn more on ways to defend your home against the elements by visiting BratcherComfort.com. Southern Illinois takes set number 3 by a final score of 25-15. And right now, Kendra, they seem to have just about all the momentum in this match.
Yeah, that third set was pretty convincing on the Carbondale side. And I think the main difference is, Carbondale literally came out swinging. We saw ISU trying some different things, maybe taking a little bit of heat off of the ball when they were attacking. And it simply just wasn't working for them. The Carbondale defense have made some terrific adjustments to pick up those roll shots. We didn't see the tips go down that we saw in sets 1 and 2. So Illinois State's going to have to pick up the pace, certainly. This Carbondale team wants this match to be over. They want to go home. No, they don't. They want to move on to their next match.
Yes. And speaking of which, they'll be at Indiana State tomorrow for a 6 p.m. match. Meanwhile, Illinois State will remain at home as the Redbirds will face Evansville tomorrow night at 7. And Kendra, you'll be here for that as well.
I will. Yep. I have not seen Evansville play, so I'm not looking ahead, though, John. We have to stay focused.
One match at a time.
That's right. That's right.
All righty. We're ready for set number 4.
And I think the theme is pretty much the same. I think passing is going to make it or break it here on both sides of the net because both sides are serving extremely well tonight. So I think passing is going to win this match tonight.
Southern will serve. Hannah Kaminsky will put it in play for the Salukis. She has one service ace tonight. And Varga aggressive right off the bat and is able to record the kill off the Saluki block. I think for the Redbirds, getting the first point here was important.
Absolutely. I think, they need a little bit of spring in their step. I think whatever they can take, every point counts for sure.
And Illinois State was set up for the block as that shot goes off the antenna. It is a point for Illinois State as the Redbirds open up a 2-0 lead here in the 4th. Free ball for the Redbirds. Hammered down for the kill by Ella Francis.
That was great court awareness from Ella Francis. We've seen her take that shot all night long. She waits a little bit, lets the block kind of set up, and then just goes, you know what, I'm not going to swing really hard. I'm just going to go for that deep corner, and she's been scoring quite a bit back there.
It's a service ace for the Redbirds. For Lexi Varga. Four nothing Redbirds in the 4th. Dumped across by Jordan Weatherless, the Redbird setter.
That's a smart shot. I just love to see a setter throw that out every once in a while because she catches everybody off guard. Timing is obviously incredibly crucial for her to take that shot and just kind of, I'm going to score this point. I'll take it into my own hands. So it's fun to see that. I like to see that aggressiveness from the setting position.
She had the opportunity and she took it, and Illinois State has taken a 5-0 lead, forcing Southern to call a timeout, which means we'll take one as well and return to Redbird Arena after this on the Valley on ESPN3.
That ball, but that's what makes her terrific in the backcourt. She knows where every line is and exactly how many inches that ball is out, probably.
And you have about 1 second to make that decision, maybe less. Jalen Keene with the kill. Her 6th of the night. 8-1 Redbirds. And after back-to-back close sets, we have a set that's more resemblant of the first set, which was a decisive victory for Illinois State.
I think Illinois State took offense to that third set. They did not like that final score, and they're going to do something about it.
You definitely get the feeling that these are two teams that want this one badly. And we've talked at length about the importance of tonight's match. Jalen Keene tries for another kill, but the Salukis able to respond. Weatherless sets. Another set. Keene with another attack. Now it's sent over by Hagan. And it's shot down for the kill by Allie Dawson.
That was a nice set. We saw Weatherless. You can see it right there on the Illinois State side. She was just scrambling several plays in that rally. Was thrown, 15 feet to the right and still shot it back across the court. She's working so hard to get that ball where her team needs it tonight.
9-2 Redbirds. And at the net, a nice block for the Salukis. Anticipating that perfectly was Colby Meeks and Shannon Hagan in the front.
And that's another, solid block. Colby Meeks stands, she's 5'11", and Hagan at 6'2". That's a solid block together.
Southern trying to fight back. Down by 6. Through the block, but the Salukis dig. And this goes off the antenna on the right side. Point Redbirds.
We see Carbondale trying to feed that right side attack again. They've certainly had success out there tonight, and I think, it worked, so they're going to try it again, but on that one, it just was a little far outside.
The attack by Varga. And it's the Salukis who earned the point this time. Andrea Estrada down the line for the kill.
Estrada is just relentless. Every swing is a power swing for her. I really haven't seen her take a lot off tonight or even, try a tip shot or a roll. Like, she wants to put that ball away every time.
The native of Bogota, Colombia puts it in play. And Lexi Varga with the Redbird point. 11-4 Redbirds. Southern leading in the set 2-1. The serve goes long. And the attempt by Dawson. And so for Southern, Mariana Pilon will serve. And finding the open spot on the floor was Lexi Varga.
We've seen that shot a couple times tonight. It's just, take a little heat off of it. It's a roll shot to the center of the court. All 5 defenders, outside of the person who's blocking, just kind of look at each other and go, who's got it? It's a tricky shot.
And the Redbird defense steps up. Jalen Keene with the solo block. And the Redbirds finding all sorts of ways to score.
Melissa Myers has got to be out of that third set tonight.
Keene now with 3 solo blocks. The Salukis with the point here to make it 13-6. Defensively, the Redbirds with 9 blocks in the match compared to 7 for the Salukis. Allie Line with 4 for the Redbirds, by the way. Meeks leading the way for the Salukis with 4. Blocked by Varga. She'll try it, and she gets the kill. Lexi Varga.
It was a great rally for Varga. She's just being very aggressive at the net. It's a great dig, a nice up so that her team could run their offense and then just put the ball away. She's doing a great job.
And she will serve. Punched across by Weatherless, and is able to keep it in play. Nice block by the Salukis, but Illinois State keeps it alive, and the rally continues. Past the block, Varga gets a hand on it, sets it up, the shot. Hagen's shot, returned by the Redbirds. Hammered down by Rosignol, but the Redbirds respond as the rally continues, and the shot goes long in the attempt by Ella Francis, and that ends another outstanding rally here tonight.
Both sides are a little winded right now. They're all kind of walking back to their positions, taking a deep breath, and rightly so. We've seen several of those long rallies.
The Redbird lead is 7. And that's a net violation.
We've seen some great defense on both sides of the net tonight. Just some terrific digs. I mean, all out. Both teams just giving everything.
And that's a service ace. Ella Francis finding lots of ways to score tonight as she records the ace to make it 16-7. And a timeout called by Southern Illinois head coach Justin Ingram. And what is the difference here in this fourth set? The last two have been tight throughout and ultimately won by the Salukis. But Kendra, here in the fourth, it's been pretty much all Redbirds so far.
It has. And for me, I mean, the number one thing that I'm seeing is passing and defense have improved on the Illinois State side. So they're getting their hands on a lot of balls, a lot of touches, set 1, set 2, set 3. But set 4, not only are they getting their hands on the ball, but they're passing more accurately. They're pushing that ball high so the setter can really feed all 3 of her hitters up there in the front row. So that just opens up the opportunity across the net, so she can feed those middles, get them more involved in the attack, and keep Carbondale on their toes a little more. Certainly, throw up a good set so that her hitters can put some power behind it, and they're not bailing every time to tip or to roll shot. They're able to get some good swings. So defense has picked up, certainly, and the Carbondale side, they're struggling right now a little bit on defense. There's a little bit of communication issues here and there that I think have resulted in sending a free ball over, sending a tip over that's easily dug by Illinois State. So, I expect them to come back, though. Salukis with a solid pass here and hopefully get back into system.
Before the timeout, Francis recorded an ace, and she serves again. This will not be an ace as the Salukis return it, and the Redbirds go to work. Weatherless pushes it over for the kill, and a point for Illinois State.
Jordan Weatherless in the front row, she is very strong as a setter. I mean, just from a muscle standpoint, she can just throw that ball anywhere she wants it, but she's also an aggressive attacker. She's a terrific presence in the front row.
3 kills, 18 assists tonight. And the Salukis answer to make it 17-8. Hagen with the hit. And Rosignol back to serve. She has 3 aces tonight. That one, fortunately for the Redbirds, goes out of bounds.
It was great awareness by Megan Butke on the Redbird side, and Megan's come up with quite a few great kills tonight that have kept her team in a lot of rallies.
Here's a shot down for the kill. That one again. Credit that one to Ashley Edlin with the kill. Off the Saluki block, pushed across by Weatherless. Blocked at the net by Line, and now the ball will drop for the Redbird point. Weatherless and Line at the net for the Redbird point to make it 19-9 Illinois State.
And again, we see Allie Line for Illinois State making a difference in the front row with her blocking.
Past the Redbird block and down for the Saluki kill. Still a 9-point set. The Salukis leading in the match 2-1, but the Redbirds trying to force 5.
Estrada leading all kills, all players with kills. 12 kills on the night so far.
A free ball for the Redbirds. See if they can take advantage. It's Varga, but dug out. And now the Salukis go to work as that shot off the Redbird block down the line. And Abby Barrow with the kill.
We're seeing a lot of touch blocks on both sides, which is pretty tricky to see it in the replay here. You're setting up your positioning from a defensive standpoint or someone else, and it's difficult to react when that block just barely touches that ball and throws it out of sync.
Hammered down for the kill by Allie Line.
Little out-of-system play that worked out in her favor for Allie up there in the front row.
And it's Allie Dawson who serves. Line shot dug out, and now the Salukis go to work as the cross quarter by Barrow is out of bounds for the Redbird point.
Illinois State's really putting the pressure on from a blocking standpoint right now, so it's causing Carbondale to try to do some different things with their offense and ultimately make a few errors.
Varga tips it over. Hammers it down for the Redbird point.
The Redbirds are not letting up right now. They can feel it. They can taste it. Hopefully for them, the end of this fourth set is near. They definitely have a look of focus and determination to finish this set.
And then hopefully, if you're a Redbird fan, you're hoping they can finish this one out and carry some of this momentum into the fifth. This has certainly been a game of shifting momentum from time to time. But it's been pretty much all Redbirds here in the fourth. Allie Line finds the spot that's open on the floor to make it 23-11.
Illinois.
Here's a block by the Redbirds. Allie Line. And the fans stand at Redbird Arena for set point, 24-11. Allie Dawson serves. And that hits the antenna for a Saluki side out. It was about 2 inches away from being a service ace to end it.
Yeah, it would have been, most likely. She was going to tag that line, I think.
24-12, set point. And the Salukis on a lift called, and that will be the Illinois State point and the set point for the fourth set. So a Saluki miscue ends it, and the Redbirds take set number 4, which means we're going to 5. And we're back with the fifth set from Redbird Arena after this on the Valley on ESPN. The Redbirds sure looked good there in the fourth, didn't they, Kendra?
Yes, they did. Absolutely. They came out with a different fire, after set 3. I think they were a little bit offended. They didn't like that last score. They felt they had to avenge their honor, but they came out swinging. Set 4, they picked up their defense, kind of all systems firing. That's the Redbird team that we've seen, you and I, for most of this season. So this fifth set is going to be neck and neck. I expect a lot of side outs. I expect a lot of aggressive serving and jousting at the net as we have seen all night. So it'll be interesting to see who responds and kind of who comes out first. A lot of times that fifth set is such a quick game that you want to get those first 5 points, and you want to get them right off the bat.
Illinois State's last 5-set match resulted in a loss to Missouri State, 3-2. That was back on October 14th. Kendra, you and I did that match, and that was an entertaining one, just like this one has become. But the Redbirds trying to end up on the victorious end of this one instead.
Well, and I think, it's indicative of the conference as a whole. As we mentioned at the start of this match tonight, so many of these teams are just neck and neck and just a game or two away from changing their fate, if you will. So we've seen it all season. We've seen some great defensive play, some long rallies, some very tight scores. The Missouri Valley as a whole has just improved tremendously in the last 10 years, and having several teams in the top 65 in the NCAA polls is a result of that. It's a wonderful shift. So it's great to see these two teams come out fired up and fighting hard tonight, because this is what they both need to do in November, certainly.
The Redbirds did win their conference opener in 5 against Northern Iowa. That was in Cedar Falls. We're underway in the 5th, and Southern Illinois is able to get the first point as it's 1-0 Southern on a quality serve by Alex Rosignol. Near side attack by Jalen Keene. Southern responds. This ball goes over the net and is still in play. And ultimately becomes a Southern Illinois point, and we have all of a sudden become part of the action, Kendra. Everything coming toward the near side of the floor.
Don't worry, I don't think anything got broken.
Yeah.
Mainly, I don't think any player got injured, so
exactly.
all
Yes.
clear.
Here's the set for Varga. Through the block, but dug out in the back. And this one gets through just out of the reach of a diving Varga for the Southern point. And the Salukis open up a 3-0 lead in the 5th.
Again, as we talked about, the first 5 points of set 5 are so important, and Illinois State really just needs to kind of dig in, regroup, take a deep breath, and just be aggressive.
Rosignol serving. And this shot by Varga into the net. Timeout Melissa Myers as Southern has taken the momentum here, 4-0. And so as Melissa Myers calls a timeout, we will take a timeout as well and return to Redbird Arena after this on the Valley on ESPN3. $4-0 Southern Illinois after the Melissa Myers timeout. In the 5th set at Redbird Arena. And Jalen Keene with the first Redbird point on the kill.
It was an important point after the timeout. Illinois State's got to take advantage of that point and keep it going. They need to pick up several in a row, get a run here so that they can get back into this set.
Last time these two teams meet, resulting in a Southern win, Jalen Keene had 11 kills, as here's a powerful shot down for the Southern Illinois kill. And credit that one to Andrea Estrada.
Looked like the block was just a little bit late on the Illinois State side, and unfortunately for them, it opened up about a foot of space to take that line shot, which Estrada took full advantage of.
5-1 Salukis. Another kill for Keene. I mentioned that she had 11 kills the last time these two teams met, and now, as the score is ordered, her 8th kill of the night tonight. Weatherless pushes it down for the kill all the way to the back. What a well-placed push by Jordan Weatherless, the Redbird setter.
Absolutely. She caught the Carbondale defense. They were all kind of crashed in. They were still covering, still transitioning, and she recognized it and went for that deep shot.
Redbirds within 2. In the 5th and final. And the Salukis capitalize off the Redbird block for the SIU point. Andrea Estrada, who's done a lot for her team tonight, leads the Salukis in kills with 16, has a service ace. Also has 17 digs for Southern. All around, outstanding performance by her. Varga's shot, returned by the Salukis. Nice block by Keene and Weatherless at the net. Now they'll try from the right side, and the shot is down for the kill. Ginger Perinar with the kill as we look at it again.
She's been solid for them all night. Has found so much success with that deep cross-court shot.
Double hit violation against the Redbirds. And as they switch sides of the net, costly time for a miscue as it's 8-3 Salukis in the 5th.
Perhaps Illinois State can take advantage of the little mini break that we get, run to the other side of the court, take a deep breath. Again, catch your breath. You know, as we mentioned before, we've seen some long rallies tonight. So set 5, you've got to dig deep. You've got to just pull that energy out and leave it all on the floor.
Now, from our vantage point, courtside, you do see that the players at this point appear to be just a bit winded. And that's a service ace for the Salukis. Andrea Estrada. Her second ace of the evening, and as I was just mentioning, she continues to do just about everything right for Southern this evening. As Southern Illinois now has a 9-3 lead in the 5th set, and Melissa Myers wants time. If you're Melissa, what do you talk about in this timeout with your team trailing 9-3 in set 5?
You talk about passing.
Yeah.
you just, you know, Estrada's got this tricky jump float, as we've talked about all night. And, you know, even Courtney Pence, the rare shank that Courtney Pence just showed us, you know, that doesn't happen often to the libero. So, you know, Estrada here's the replay. She's just got this funky spin, float, jump combination that is very difficult to pass, and difficult to pass in set 5 when you're down, you know, and you want so badly to turn this game around like Illinois State does.
And we've seen it throughout this match. It seems like one team or the other is hot, but neither has really been hot at the same time. And it seems like here in the 5th set, Southern Illinois has the momentum, especially after the ace by Estrada, who now has 16 kills and also 2 service aces plus 18 digs and 1 block. And she's certainly making a case for a player of the match status. The Redbirds, though, hoping to come back as they trail 9-3. Lexi Varga leading the way offensively for the Redbirds with 11 kills. And she also has a service ace, 18 digs for Varga as well, which leads the team. So good night for Varga. We're back underway in the 5th. Over the Redbird block, but it goes wide and out of bounds on the cross quarter, so it's a Redbird point to make it 9-4.
And if anybody can get a run for the Redbirds, you hope that Jalen Keene behind that service line is going to be able to do it.
Point for the Redbirds.
Another aggressive move by Allie Line in the middle, going up for the block, doing everything she can on defense.
Southern coach Justin Ingram needing an explanation on that call, as Keene just flips it over the top of the net. The Salukis respond and ultimately get a kill on a cross quarter by Abby Barrow.
I feel like the Carbondale's so flat set that she just shoots to the outside, and it gives Carbondale just enough time to catch those blockers off speed and maybe start to look for those holes.
10-5 Southern. And it's a point for the Redbirds on Allie Line's cross quarter. Jacqueline Twing checks in for the Redbirds and goes back to serve for Illinois State. A senior from Rock Island, Illinois. Vargas shot dug out by the Salukis. Illinois State sets up a block, but it goes off of that block for the Saluki point. At the net, 11-6 Southern in the fifth.
Right now, Illinois State just needs to put up a good pass. Again, as we've been talking about all night, give their setters an opportunity to feed their middles, to move that ball around.
For Varga. Tipped over by Barrow. Now it's Varga. Both left sides working hard. And it's Southern that gets the point of the rally. Abby Barrow with the point to make it 12-6.
She really put some pop on through the block.
After Kaminsky's serve. Hammered down on what looked like was kind of a botched play. Nellie Fredrickson is able to hammer it home to make it 13-6 Southern. They're now 2 points away from a victory at Redbird Arena, trying to steal one on the road. But Allie Line says not so fast on a cross-court shot to make it 13-7.
Twing and Weatherless here in, I feel like, this fifth set on the Illinois State set have really been working hard to get those middles involved. And the few kills we've seen from Illinois State have primarily been from their middles.
Into the net, point Redbirds. And a timeout taken as the Southern Illinois Salukis are 2 points away from victory, but the Redbirds scoring a couple of unanswered, and so now both teams will have possibly the most important timeout of the evening here with the match on the line.
That's right. And we've seen some good things at Illinois State, just as you mentioned, these last few points. You just hope it's not too late for them, to kind of come through when your opponents are on point 13 and 2 points away from closing it out. The urgency is certainly there. So I would love to be a fly in that huddle right now and hear what Melissa Myers is telling her team to rally them and get them to come out swinging and confident.
Again, these two teams separated by just one game in the standings. Southern Illinois in fourth place, Illinois State in fifth. So Southern trying to move closer to the top in the standings. The Salukis, as I mentioned, will remain on the road and play at Indiana State. So they'll be in Terre Haute tomorrow for a 6 p.m. Central Time start. Meanwhile, the Redbirds of Illinois State will remain at home to face Evansville. Next weekend, Illinois State is at Wichita and Missouri State before the Redbirds wrap it up against Northern Iowa and Drake at home. While for the Salukis, they travel to Evansville November 11th and then wrap up against Wichita State and Missouri State at home.
I don't think November could be a tougher schedule for ISU.
Yeah, and especially that Wichita, Missouri State road trip, as you know, is always a challenging one to say the least. And so now for the Salukis, it is match point. 14-8 Southern. Put in play by Barrow. and it's the Southern Illinois Salukis who win it in 5. What a match. The Southern Illinois Salukis, after falling behind in the first set, are able to win the middle 2 and ultimately win the 5th. And so the player of the game, who do you want to give it to?
I'm pretty solidly voting for Estrada. I mean,
Yes.
She came through with a huge game tonight with 16 kills, 21 dig. Her court presence, no matter where she's at, her team is aware of what she's doing and very confident in her abilities. And she's a leader just from start to finish. So she really played hard tonight and brought her heart to Redbird Arena, and it paid off for sure.
And Estrada is the player of the match as Illinois State with the loss. So Southern Illinois steals one on the road. And these road matches, if you can pick one up like this, become more and more valuable as you head toward the end of the season. And obviously the Salukis preparing for Northern Iowa, as they'll have the tournament at Northern Iowa. You got to learn how to win in unfriendly environments, and they did that here tonight.
Absolutely, and I think as we've been talking about all night, November is going to be interesting for both of these teams. They're so evenly matched in the center part of the conference that a win tonight was huge for Carbondale. Certainly, Illinois State is going to come back, hopefully, to avenge that loss with Evansville tomorrow. But both teams bring a lot of talent and certainly a lot of heart, and they're both tremendous teams that I think are going to give whoever they face at the conference in a few weeks, they're going to give them a run for their money. Neither of these teams are going to give up at any point.
Well, Kendra, thank you for a job well done here tonight.